every 6 months or so, Opensignal puts together a huge collection of data, pooling a bunch of different data sets that they collect over the course of the year, trying to assemble and get a sense of the network performance that we have here in the US. And what they like to do is also compare some of the statistics to other countries around the world to see, where each country stacks with, relation to the performance of their cellular networks. So they look at things like total data coverage and 4G, LTE coverage. They also look at, average speeds and estimations and things of that nature. So while it's not perfect, and of course there's all types of variables, it does give us some insight onto which countries are doing a good job of improving, gaining speed, and just overall, high levels of performance. And I think some of the things that are in this report are kind of telling of the current LTE situations that we have here in like US and other very congested places. So some of the things that OpenSignal was able to find is that for the most part since 2016, the average data speeds have been pretty much stagnant. There hasn't been much improvement in a lot of different countries. And part of that is the fact that the technology hasn't changed much and infrastructure, hasn't really caught up to the demand of the network. So you're getting more and more users and more devices being connected simultaneously, and whatever improvements are being made are only mitigating some of the effects of the congestion. So, you take a look at some of the LTE speeds, the average speeds from around the world. There's a lot of Asian countries that are doing really well. Countries like Singapore, South Korea, and Hungary, which you have a little bit of Asia in there. You've got some Eastern European, Central European. They're getting average speeds of 50 megabits per second. Now that's an average, so that's excellent. That's very good. And then you have in some places like, here in the U.S., where the speeds are about half of that on average. And then in places like in India, where they're maybe getting 10 megabits per second on average. And, with congestion at times, they're finding that those speeds may drop to 5 or 6 megabits per second. So, you know, if you live in a place in a region where you're getting 20, 30, 40, 50 megabits per second, you should be thankful and happy with that performance because some countries don't have it like that, like India with its congestion issues. And, some countries also lack the coverage and the networks aren't very expansive and it's just hard to get a good, reliable connection to data. So in places where, countries have, 80 to 90% coverage of LTE, that's very good. I mean, some are even restricted to using 3G. There's nations around the world that don't even have true full LTE deployment. So, I for one am appreciative of what I have available to me, and I'm glad to see it is where it is. And I also want to see the improvement, the spending from the carriers to continue to make the networks better, faster, and more reliable and improve the coverage. So, we're paying premium prices. We want to see that investment back into the performance. And, the countries that are doing best are the countries that have the infrastructure that has been implemented, developed, and continual expansion of their networks. So here in the U.S., we expect a lot of changes, in 2019 and 2020 towards 5G. So the current infrastructure that's being installed and deployed is going to build the foundation of the next generation of networks. So the early adopters will be the ones that will pay off the soonest, and we hope to see that very soon in the near future. So that's kind of like the current state of LTE and 5G networks from Opensignal's perspective. So if you guys want to take a look at the report, Opensignal makes it available to the public. You can take a look at it. Just do a Google search. It's there. That's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, share and subscribe. And if you want to get uploads of my future content, please subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you guys updated on all the new things happening in the smartphone space and cellular network space. Thanks for watching, guys. Sneed from Sneed Mobile Tech, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.